The Ibanez Tube Screamer is one of the most important effects pedals ever. Thanks to a friend, I've got 3 different versions of this iconic pedal to try out. We're going to demo all 3 today. Stick around. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jordan and I'm so glad you're here. If this is your first time here, what we typically do on this channel is share worship music. We talk about gear, and I also talk about ways for you to improve your musicianship and your leadership as a worship leader or worship musician. If that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely hit that like button because it does help me out both as a channel and it also lets me know if the stuff that I'm putting out here is something that you guys are interested in. And as always, please also subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. So before I get into the content of the video, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for all of you guys that are already signed up for the giveaway. If you haven't done that, definitely check out this video up here because I talk about exactly what it is I'm giving away. And if you want a link to it, there is a link down in the description at the top. All right, and without further ado, let's get into it. So chances are, if you've played guitar for at least a little while, and odds are you probably have if you found this video, an image comes to your mind right away when I say Tube Screamer. The original Tube Screamer actually came from a brand that designed and manufactured Ibanez's effects pedals for them. This was the brand Maxon. From the late 70s all the way up until 2002, Maxon was the manufacturer responsible for the Tube Screamer as well as all of Ibanez's effects. Maxon released their own versions of the Tube Screamer and all the other effects that they made for Ibanez under their own casing and branding as well. The iconic Ibanez TS-808 and Maxon OD-808 were born in 1979. This mid-range boosted overdrive has been the inspiration for imitation and expounding upon for a very long time and has launched many players' and designers' careers. According to the designer, Susumu Tamura, the idea behind this overdrive was to create a pedal that didn't lose the characteristic sound of the guitar by making sure you could still hear the nuances of a player's picking and style, even through the effect, which would also be just a softer sounding distortion, a little bit more pleasurable sounding than the heavy and gritty fuzz and distortion effects that were around in the day. One other interesting fact about the pedal is the type of clipping that it uses is actually not the same kind of clipping that's found in a tube amplifier. So even though it's got the Tube Screamer name in it, it actually doesn't clip the same way. It uses symmetrical clipping instead of asymmetrical clipping like a tube amp would. The reason being was because Boss, or Roland, the corporation responsible for the Boss Stomp Box effects, actually had a patent on solid-state asymmetrical clipping at the time. So they couldn't use that, so they went another route. The interesting thing about that is that limitation actually kind of made this pedal what it is. So on the inside of the TS-808 Overdrive is an op-amp IC, or an integrated circuit operational amplifier, which is a wave-shaping component that's found inside of the pedals. It's what the pedal uses to kind of create that clipping sound. They perform the mathematical operation of integration over time. So in this case, the resulting output voltage from this component is the input voltage integrated over time. Inside the Tube Screamer was one of 3 of these op-amp ICs, the RC4558, the JRC4558, or the TI4558, which was kind of dependent on the production lot. Folks that are luckier than me that have access to all of this stuff have found that all 3 of those chips actually sound very similar. But that particular chip, the 4558, is what a lot of guitarists seek after, which is why the TS-808 is still lauded as one of the most iconic pedals today. Later on, a few years into the TS-808's life, it needed a redesign. Tamura, who was responsible for the TS-808, is also responsible for the TS-9, or the OD-9 if you're looking at the Maxon version. These pedals were the direct successor to the 808, and the redesign brought a larger foot switch and an overall brighter, less smooth sound. And we're going to take a look at that in comparison to the TS-808, as well as to my Tube Screamer Mini that I've used in previous videos. Let's check it out. All right, so we're going to take a look at all 3 pedals, starting with the TS-808, which is the original one. And we're going to play that all through my Fender Player Strat here into my Bugera V22, which is the original one, not the Infinium version. And that's mic'd up with a Sennheiser E609 running into Reason which is completely unaffected, so I'm not touching any of the signal or anything after in post-production, so you're just going to hear what the microphone hears. All right, so let's start with my clean tone, and then we'll go into the overdrive. All right, and I've got the overdrive with all of the knobs set at about 12 o'clock. All right, so now I'm just going to play some riffs on all three of the pedals, and I'll edit the clips together so the same riff will correspond back to back to back with all three of the Tube Screamers. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider giving the video a like because that does definitely help me out. And as always, I just wanted to say thank you for being who you are, thank you for letting me be who I am, and thank you for being a part of this journey with me. It has been such a tremendous blessing, and I cannot wait to see what the Lord does next. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Till then, be well, be safe, and I'll see you then.